In today's video, I am going to teach you how to use Sendgrid workflow to send email. If you have ever wanted to send an email automatically when something happens in your system, Sendgrid workflow is a great place to start. In this walkthrough, you will follow a clear sequence, beginning with where to create a workflow, then moving through the entry and exit rules, and finally configuring the email and turning the automation live. First, click Marketing. This is where Sendgrid groups the tools related to campaigns and automated messaging. When you click it, you should see options that are related to automation and messaging, rather than settings for other parts of your account. Take a moment to make sure you are in the correct area, since the next screens are specific to automation. Next, click Automations. This takes you to the section where you can build logic that triggers emails based on conditions. You will likely see existing automations listed here, and you will also find a control to create something new. Click Automations and wait for the screen to load fully. Then click Create Automation. This is the button that begins the workflow builder. After you click it, Sendgrid should take you into the process where you can choose a template or start from a clean slate. The workflow builder is designed to guide you step by step, so you do not need to memorize anything ahead of time. Now you will select a template or choose Start from Scratch. If you select a template, you can save time because the structure is already set up. If you choose Start from Scratch, you build everything based on your exact requirements. Either option is fine, but whichever you pick, make sure it aligns with the type of email trigger you want. For this workflow, you will be moving on to defining criteria and choosing the email later. After that, choose the entry criteria. This determines when the workflow should begin. Think of entry criteria as the conditions that must be met before Sendgrid starts the workflow, such as an event happening or a specific status being reached. Carefully select the criteria options so the workflow only starts for the right set of users or records. Once your entry criteria are set, you will choose the exit criteria. The exit criteria determines when the workflow should stop or move to completion. This is important because it helps prevent unintended repeated sends. Choose exit criteria that make sense for your process, so users leave the workflow at the correct moment. Next, select Email. At this stage, Sendgrid needs to know what kind of message you are sending as part of the automation. Choosing email is the point where you connect your workflow logic with the actual communication that will go out. Now customize the email. This is where you set the subject line, the message content, and any other email details required for your campaign. Make sure the content is clear and consistent with the entry and exit logic you selected earlier. Also ensure that personalization fields, if available, are used correctly so the recipients see the information they should receive. Take your time here because this is what the recipient will actually read. After the email looks right, click Save. Saving confirms your changes and keeps everything intact as you continue building. If you do not click Save, you may lose updates or fail to carry the email configuration forward into the next settings. Then, click Automation Options. This brings up additional configuration controls related to how the automation behaves. You may see options that affect timing, scheduling, or how the workflow is enabled. Open Automation Options so you can finish the final steps needed to activate the workflow. Finally, click Set Live. This is the step that turns the workflow from a draft into an active automation. When you set it live, Sendgrid will begin using your defined entry criteria, exit criteria, and email configuration exactly as you set them up. It is a good idea to review that everything is correct before doing this, since the automation will start running based on your selected conditions. That covers everything you need to know, and that is all there is to it.